Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really plunging headfirst into what looks like the future of data and AI.
Yeah, and we're getting our intel straight from the source, the opening keynote at the Snowflake Summit 2025.
That's right. We've listened to the big guns, the CEO of Snowflake, the president of the New York Stock Exchange, and Sam Altman from OpenAI.
Mm-hmm. And our mission here is to really pull out the essentials for you, like what's actually happening now with data and AI in business.
And maybe more importantly, how is it setting things up to, well, reshape things pretty fundamentally and soon?
Expect some, mind-boggling numbers and some really forward-thinking ideas. It should be interesting.
Okay, so the summit itself. Sounds like there was a lot of buzz.
Definitely. And the Snowflake CEO, Sridhar Ramaswamy, he kicked things off by really focusing on the people, customers, partners, developers, the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, he mentioned his first 15 months as CEO were all about basically listening, just soaking up feedback from everyone.
And then turning that listening into rapid innovation. His phrase was, make AI come alive. He even kind of boasted they're moving faster than anyone else.
Which is a big claim.
That,
It ties into their main goal, right?
exactly. Empowering every single enterprise to hit its potential using data and AI. He was clear that AI isn't some future thing. It's like already changing how people work day to day.
And the potential isn't just, making things a bit quicker. It's about tackling really big, complex stuff.
Absolutely. He painted this picture of like personalized medicine based on your genes, factories running themselves.
Virtual shopping, that actually feels real.
Yeah.
Stuff that sounded like science fiction not long ago.
Right, and it's becoming possible because of this data and AI convergence.
So how are they enabling this? What's the core idea behind Snowflake's tech?
It really comes down to one word: simplicity. Sridhar said something interesting, that even though he loves complex tech himself, the mark of truly great technology is making the super complex feel, well, effortless, easy.
So remove the friction, break down those data silos everyone complains about.
That's the philosophy. Make it easy. Because complexity, that just adds risk, cost, slows you down. Simplicity gets results.
And that's especially critical now with AI.
Precisely. If AI is going to be useful everywhere, it needs to be easy. Easy to use, easy to set up, easy to share data securely, easy to collaborate on projects, easy to build things with.
Whether you're a data scientist or like a regular business user.
Exactly. He gave examples like just asking a question with your voice and getting an answer from complex company data, or launching an app with no code, or building these AI agents easily. It's about accessibility.
Okay, but talk is cheap. Do they show examples? Real companies doing this?
Oh, yeah. They highlighted Caterpillar, 100-year-old industrial giant,
Right. What are they doing?
using the Snowflake AI data cloud as their main digital platform. And the key thing is breaking down decades of data silos.
So getting that unified view everyone talks about.
Exactly. So now they can see customer stuff, dealer stuff, all in one place. Turn that old disconnected data into real-time insights. Customers can see equipment availability, usage, service needs, like instantly.
That's a pretty big deal for a traditional company like that.
Huge. And then there was AstraZeneca. That story was,
Why?
wow.
What stood out there? Savings and something else.
Yeah, massive productivity gains, saving thousands of hours, over $10 million across the business. That's great. But the really powerful part,
Go on.
using that same data foundation for early detection of lung disease, they reported it improved survival rates by 90%.
90%. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
incredible. Literally life-saving.
Right. It really shows that this isn't just about spreadsheets and efficiency.
Yeah.
It's impacting human health directly.
Okay, any other quick examples?
Yeah, quite a few. BlackRock building these agentic tools, think AI assistants for client stuff. TripAdvisor using AI to filter spam reviews faster.
So they can act on the real feedback quicker.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Thomson Reuters using AI agents for real-time insights, cutting through bottlenecks. And Penske, they built a specialized AI model for summarizing their supply chain and safety data in just weeks.
Weeks for something that complex.
Yeah, shows the speed you can get when the data's already there and ready in Snowflake.
So it really accelerates things.
Exactly. They also mentioned it's being used all over, like insurance underwriting, analyzing investor reports, you name it.
Okay, so it all seems to come back to this one point they kept hammering. You can't just do AI. You need a data strategy first.
Absolutely. Zero AI strategy without a data strategy. Data is the fuel, plain and simple.
And the Snowflake AI Data Cloud, they see it as being powered by this whole connected web of data.
That's the idea. And a big piece of that connection is a Snowflake marketplace.
Right. Tell me about that. It sounds pretty extensive.
It is. Think of it as a big hub. Thousands of customers use it to find and securely share data, apps, even AI models. They mentioned over 3,000 listings from 750 plus partners.
So companies like Stripe, Rakuten, State Street, they're sharing data with partners through this.
Yeah, securely managing hundreds of these live data connections. And then thing is, you can now add AI chatbots on top of that shared data.
Okay, so I could get data from, say, S&P Global through the marketplace.
And then just ask it questions in plain English using a chatbot, getting real-time market intelligence.
Wow.
Another example was NBC Universal using something called data clean rooms.
Ah, I've heard of those. That's about privacy, right?
Exactly. Multiple companies can analyze combined data like for ad targeting, but without actually seeing each other's raw customer data. Super important for privacy.
Makes sense. But connecting all this data is especially sensitive stuff. Trust has to be everything.
Absolutely. Enterprise performance needs enterprise trust. They really leaned into their built-in governance, security, automated compliance, recovery features.
And they mentioned some kind of government validation.
Yeah, the Department of Defense IL-5 authorization, that's a big deal. It means they're cleared for highly sensitive government data, mission-critical workloads.
So governments are actually using this.
Definitely. They cited the city of San Francisco using it for a unified view to make better decisions for residents.
And New York City Health and Hospitals.
Using it to get a complete picture of patients, especially vulnerable ones like the homeless, to give faster, better, more coordinated care.
Man, the stakes there are incredibly high. You need top-notch security for that kind of info.
No question. And it's not just about securing the data storage. It's also about trusting the AI results.
Right. The AI needs to be accurate.
Yeah, they mentioned their AI service, Cortex, has market-leading accuracy for chatbots, like over 90%.
Yeah.
You need that reliability if you're making real decisions based on AI outputs.
So it seems like they're trying to cover the whole life cycle of data, from creation to insight.
That's the pitch. End-to-end support. They gave examples like BPX Energy. They're bringing together drilling data and production data stuff, usually kept separate so engineers can optimize wells better.
Okay, getting the full picture.
And companies like WorkWave and Securonix are using Snowflake connectors to pull in real-time data, transform it, and have it ready for analysis like instantly.
And flexibility seems key too. They talked about open formats.
Yeah, supporting things like Apache Iceberg tables. That's important for a lot of organizations. It means big names like Booking.com, Illumina, Komodo Health. They can use Snowflake's security, sharing, performance, all that good stuff.
But keep their data in these open, flexible formats they might already be using.
Exactly. It's about offering choice and control.
And making data pipelines smoother, less costly.
Definitely. They mentioned Chicago Trading Company, big financial firm, moved their data processing into Snowflake using Snowpark.
Running the code right where the data lives.
Right. I saved them 54% apparently. Millions a year,
Right.
just by consolidating.
Okay, so the data's ingested, processed, then comes the analysis part, like BMW.
Yeah, BMW Group.
Right.
Putting decades of car service data into Snowflake. Now dealerships can instantly see a car's entire history, faster repairs, happier customers.
Makes sense. And then AI takes that analysis to the next level with Cortex.
That's the idea. Ericsson, the telecom giant, they're using Cortex to build towards autonomous network.
Autonomous networks? How?
Using AI to spot problems, anomalies in real time across their massive network data, and then using these agentic orchestrators.
AI agents again.
Yeah, automated systems that can figure out the problem and then coordinate actions to fix it. Improves reliability, speeds up responses.
That jump from just finding a problem to fixing it automatically?
Yeah,
That feels like a big step.
it really does. Moving towards genuine automation. And speaking of the future, they made a big announcement about an acquisition.
Ah, crunchy data. The Postgres people.
Correct. That signals they're really focusing on developers too, bringing that popular open source Postgres database tech into Snowflake. To give developers that familiar, flexible Postgres environment they like, but backed by Snowflake's power, the performance, the governance, the scale. Best of both worlds, supposedly.
Interesting. So, making it easier for devs to build directly on Snowflake.
Okay, let's switch it up. The keynote wasn't just Snowflake talking about Snowflake. They had some big external guests.
Right, starting with Lynn Martin, the president of the New York Stock Exchange. The numbers she shared were just wild.
Unbelievable scale, wasn't it? She said back in 2022, after COVID, they were handling maybe 350 billion order messages a day.
Which is already a lot.
Right. But by April this year,
Hmm.
1.2 trillion messages a day.
1.2 trillion. More than 3 times increase in just a couple of years. How do they even manage that?
That was her point. She said they have two main jobs: market integrity, fairness, transparency, and efficient risk management. Doing that, matching trades instantly, and doing surveillance afterwards to catch bad actors. It requires insane technology, and AI is a huge part of that.
And she talked about the sanctity of data.
Yeah, that data has to be the source of truth, especially when the volume is exploding like that. Protecting the data, its integrity, its privacy. That's job one before you even layer AI on top.
What was her advice for companies in regulated fields like finance or healthcare looking at AI? She called it an ally.
I thought that was a great way to put it. She pointed out NYSE rules alone are up 40% in 10 years and getting way more complex. Humans literally can't keep up without help.
So AI isn't the enemy of regulation. It can help you navigate it.
Exactly. Things like Cortex Search, helping sift through mountains of regulatory text, it becomes an essential tool.
And her advice for any leader bringing in AI.
Be deliberate. Don't just, throw AI against the wall. Start with your core principles. For the NYSE, it's integrity, transparency. What are yours?
And figure out the AI uses based on those principles.
That's it. Find the big, thorny problems that need solving, the ones that align with your values. The specific AI use cases, NLP for documents, data sharing for efficiency, whatever will flow from that. Don't chase the tech, chase the principled solution, get leverage from your principles. Really smart advice, I thought. Okay, then the stage shifted to a conversation with Sam Altman from OpenAI, moderated by Sarah Guo.
Right. And their combined advice for companies trying to figure out AI in 2025 was pretty direct.
Yeah, Sam's basically just do it, right?
Yeah.
Combined with Srihar emphasizing curiosity.
Get hands-on, essentially.
Totally. Both were saying, iterate fast, keep the cost of trying things low, and just learn as quickly as you can. The AI models are changing so fast, you can't afford to wait for some perfect moment that's never going to come.
How is that different from what they might have said a year ago?
Sridhar felt the tech itself is just much more mature now. Like ChatGPT, knowing when it needs to search the web, that makes it ready for real mainstream business use cases, not just experiments.
And Sam felt the reliability was the big change.
Yeah, he said last year he might have just told big companies to experiment, but now he said it works so much more reliably. It does surprising things, useful things. It feels like a genuine inflection point in usability for actual production work.
So looking forward to next year, 2026. What's the next big leap they see coming?
Sam thinks it's about tackling hugely important problems. Problems that teams of smart people struggle with now. And the key, applying a ton of compute.
Just more processing power.
Basically, yes. Letting the models think harder, try more things. He believes companies getting experience now are the ones who'll be ready for that next big step change.
Interesting. And Sridhar brought up memory and retrieval as being key for this.
Right. Grounding the AI in real facts, real context, using retrieval that's crucial for reliable answers, and memory letting the AI remember past conversations, learn over time, that becomes super important for tackling more complex, multi-step tasks.
Sam also talked about AI agents. He had this AGI moment watching coding agents.
Yeah, that really stood out. Seeing AI systems like Codex perform complex long-term coding tasks, connecting different systems, that felt like a glimpse of the future for him.
He compared current agents to interns.
Yeah, like they can do useful stuff for a few hours, but he sees them becoming like experienced engineers, working on problems for days, automating big chunks of customer support, sales.
And potentially even scientific discovery.
That's the far horizon. An AI scientist that doesn't just apply knowledge but actually discovers new things, tackles really hard, unsolved problems.
Which inevitably brings up the whole AGI, artificial general intelligence debate. How do they define it?
Sam was pretty pragmatic. He said, look, expectations change. What ChatGPT does today would have seemed like AGI back in 2020. So the definition keeps shifting.
He thinks the label matters less than the progress.
Pretty much. He said the progress feels like a shockingly smooth exponential. His personal test. Can it discover genuinely new science? Can it quadruple the rate of scientific discovery? That's his marker.
And Sridhar.
He saw it as more philosophical, maybe related to consciousness. He's more focused on the amazing practical progress right now than arguing about when we officially declare AGI. He used this funny analogy. Does a submarine swim?
Okay, I get it.
He said,
Functionally, yes, even if technically no. The capability matters more than the label.
exactly.
They also did that thought experiment.
Uh-huh.
What if you had 1,000 times more compute power?
Sam's first answer was very Sam Altman. Use the compute to research better AI first, then ask that AI what to do with the rest.
Always thinking meta.
Right. But his more direct answer was, apply it to the hardest problems we have now. He said they already see benefits just letting models think harder at test time. A business using 1,000x compute wouldn't just speed things up. It could tackle problems that are currently impossible.
And Sridhar gave a non-business example, more humanity-focused.
Yeah, he imagined something like the Human Genome Project, but for RNA expression, how proteins actually function. He called it an RNAM project.
Yeah.
Using that massive compute to understand the fundamental biology could crack cures for countless diseases.
Wow. That puts a different spin on just more compute, applying it to humanity's biggest challenges.
Exactly. Very inspiring perspective.
And just to round out the real-world examples, they also highlighted a very unique partnership, Snowflake and the Olympics.
Yeah, not your typical corporate data story. Snowflake is the official data collaboration partner for the Olympic and Paralympic Games and for Team USA.
It shows the need for this kind of data handling goes way beyond traditional business. And supporting Team USA, which is privately funded.
Means efficiency is absolutely critical. Every dollar has to count towards athlete success.
And the sheer complexity of hosting the games.
Yeah.
What's the phrase?
Most complex sporting event in history. Like running 7 Super Bowls a day for 17 days.
Just imagine the logistics. And selling 12 million tickets. Compared to maybe 600,000 for a pro sports team's whole season.
The scale is just nuts. So data collaboration, getting athletes, logistics, fan info, everything coordinated across hundreds of partners, it's the only way it can happen. It's a massive data puzzle.
A perfect high-pressure example of needing a trusted platform to make data work.
They even swapped gifts, right? A snowboard and some Nikes.
Yeah, a nice symbolic touch for the LA 28 Games partnership.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What are the big themes we pulled out of this keynote deep dive?
Well, number one is clearly this unavoidable fusion of data and AI.
Yeah.
You just can't separate them anymore. Data is the absolute bedrock.
And Snowflake's position seems to be, we're the place where you can manage that entire data journey, make it simpler, make it connected, and crucially, make it trustworthy.
Right, end-to-end, built on simplicity and trust. And for you listening, trying to navigate all this AI hype, the advice seems pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Embrace the change. Iterate fast. Stay curious. Don't wait. But do it deliberately. Root your AI efforts in your core principles.
Don't just chase shiny objects. Focus AI on solving the really big, meaningful problems, maybe even ones you thought were impossible before.
Exactly. That principle-driven experimentation feels like the smart path forward. So, given everything we've heard today, especially that incredible rate of progress from people like Sam Altman and Sridhar Ramaswamy, and this idea that massive compute can unlock previously impossible problems, here's something to think about. How should you maybe rethink the limits in your own work? What are the impossible challenges in your field or your company that might suddenly look, well, maybe they're not so impossible anymore with this kind of technology and thinking? What could you solve?